Hello everyone. I was reading the Bible today and I saw something that made me laugh and I wanted to share it with everyone. We are going to be reading from the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 34, verses 1 through 4. Before he died, Moses climbed to the summit of Mount Nebo, which is now located in Jordan. Mount Nebo is located here on Google Earth. There's a church up there at the top of Mount Nebo called the Memorial Church of Moses. There's also this brazen serpent sculpture up there. But at the summit on Mount Nebo, according to Deuteronomy, the Lord showed Moses all of the promised land, which Moses was not permitted to enter. The highest point on Mount Nebo is at an elevation of 2,297 feet or 700 meters. I'm going to add a reasonable 5 feet for his eye height, which brings us to an observation height of 2,302 feet. At 2,302 feet, the horizon would have to be closer than 58.8 miles, or 94.6 kilometers. At a distance of 58.8 miles, puts our horizon to the edge of the circle indicated here. In verse 1, we read that the Lord showed Moses all the land of Gilead unto Dan. According to Bible commentary, Dan, at least the one mentioned in this verse, hasn't been discovered, but the land of Gilead had a northern boundary to the Yarmuk River. The Yarmuk River would have been 63 to 67 miles away from Mount Nebo. Adding in the elevation in between the 2 points, Moses could not have seen all of the land of Gilead with the curvature of the earth blocking his view. But it gets better. In verse 2, we read that Moses was shown all Naphtali, and the land of Ephraim, and Manasseh, and the land of Judah, unto the utmost sea. The ancient city of Dan is at the top of Naphtali, as shown here on this map. I assume not the Dan from verse 1. Dan is located at these coordinates, which is located here on Google Earth, would have been 102 miles away from Mount Nebo. But Naphtali itself extended beyond Dan to the Litani River, which would have been about 111 miles away from Moses. With respect to Dan, with an observation height of 2,302 feet and a distance of 102 miles, 1,247 feet should have been hidden behind the curvature. Dan only has an elevation of about 660 feet. Obviously, Moses shouldn't have seen the ancient city of Dan or the rest of Naphtali. In fact, Moses shouldn't have been able to see any of the land of Naphtali, let alone all of it. I've taken this map of the 12 tribes of Israel and superimposed it on Google Earth with my 58.8 mile circle and matched it as best as I could. But you can see that all of Naphtali was beyond the 58.8 miles horizon distance. The curvature of the earth should have blocked Naphtali entirely. The utmost sea of verse 2 is the Mediterranean Sea. The closest beach of the Mediterranean Sea was over 60 miles away from Mount Nebo. That means that Moses could not have seen any of the Mediterranean Sea or unto the utmost sea if the globe were real. In verse 3, towards the south, Moses saw all the way to the Negeb, which would have been more than 88 miles. Again, that should have been well hidden behind the curvature of the earth. Without question, Moses saw too far. The curvature of the earth should have blocked much of the Moses' view of the promised land. Of course, Moses didn't have a telescope or a high zoom camera, and so the Lord must have at least miraculously enhanced Moses' vision to a degree. But did the Lord also remove the curvature of the earth? I don't understand why Moses had to go to the top of Mount Nebo then. But I guess your answer depends on whether you are one of those people who will shoehorn the Bible to fit your phony globe and space religion. Thanks for watching.